Redemptive Trends. We're joining together, thank God, and all our different platforms. Everything amazingly is working. We have to appreciate we're sitting in the studio in Yerushalayim, in the holy Jerusalem of Rav Shalom Orish, our host. We don't take for granted that we have this opportunity on a weekly level to join together. It's a big merit. I appreciate you, and I hope that you the class on a weekly level. We got a very, very important and real topic, and honestly it's a lot to do with our host. Rav Orish mentioned yesterday some very important points. I recommend you going back to yesterday's class. Unfortunately, our special guest, wasn't able to be there, but the good news, you, our special guests, our weekly guests, were there, and we don't take you for granted. And we were able to do an amazing class with Rav Orish himself, thank God, and cover something which is so relevant for our time, for our generation, as known in our holy books as the Ikvas de Mashiach, the hill skin, the hill steps of Mashiach. We are that moment just before the world gets into a redemption time, into a new reality, and we don't call it new normal. It has a better name than that, please God. Better than a Khaled song, even better than the new space galactic reality of Sir Richard Branson and the Amazon guy and Elon Musk and all that. Yeah, Jeff Bozo or Bozos, you'll have to help me with those names. But the point is, with all those new explorative, amazing breakthroughs that are going on a physical level, where we're able to enter the realm of space, even more so the inner level, the inner journey, as Rabbi Aryeh Kaplan so beautifully taught us back in his time, in his beautiful books, the inner world, the inner Torah, the inner reality, to go into that inner journey. And for me, that was my initial first book that changed my life, opened up my mind to the inner reality, the inner world, the inner journey that we go on our weekly class, please God, and everything we're doing hopefully is connected, especially United Souls, the whole idea that even though our guest wasn't here yesterday, but on a real level, we're all united, we're all together. So physically things don't work out. Like I'm still trying to go to England. I'm still trying to go see my parents, to Kibbutz Avim, see my family. Even if it's so many things preventing it, we remember that there's an inner connection binding us together, and that will, that rotzen, as we spoke about the last few weeks in our special classes, building on the 3 weeks that we're in, we're able to understand how the inner aspect is really what makes the biggest impacts on our life on all levels. I would say that there's so much to talk about this that personally I'm feeling a little bit like as a mind drain. I don't know what the word is, where I've got so much to say and it's sort of a mind block. Maybe you guys can fill me in here. I want to hear from you, like all the words, that make sense, exactly what I'm trying to get at, so we could get this journey, this inner journey clear together. Okay, so today we are holding in the week of Parshas Devarim. This is the third week, coming up to the climax of this holy time, the 9 days of Menachem Av. Just spiritually, let's touch base and just clarify where we're at on a spiritual level. During these 3 weeks, we're going through a mourning process, and the way it connects into my title, Redemptive Trends, is with Emunah. We understand now that all this time of Hester, of hidingness, of hiddenness, of things being covered up in exile, and all the pain and all the difficulty, all the comfort that we need. Menachem Av is a time to comfort all those people. We're dedicating a class to all the families of Surfside and all the different places where tragedies taken place, like in Meron and in Karlin, and also Hashem Yerachim, so many places. It's hard to say with all the missiles that were going on not so long ago. There's been so much going on a global level, the anti-Semitic attacks. We're with all those people. This dedication is to all those souls that are going through difficulty, to comfort them and to remind them that there's a redemptive trend, that everyone says the same thing. I was speaking to a Yushalmi, someone who's generation, many Doiris of be living here in this holy city, and he was talking about all the different changes that keep going on all the time. Like he was just in England and was trying to had to do a test, this, that, and then when he goes again, like the whole idea that what's happening with this new level of corona, this new form, and this idea that it's another Simon, this is the words he said, another sign of Mashiach, that Mashiach's coming. So everyone, this is the way people speak. So we understand over here the idea of redemptive and getting into that Mashiach language is very important for the daily way of connecting and encouraging people to go ahead. And it's part of our animamin, it's part of our 13 principles of belief, that we believe with Emunah Shlema that Mashiach will come any moment, the redemption will come. And a lot of these restrictions that we're going through in the 9 days and globally in this time period, this last year and a half, with the Corona challenge, we can't even just get on a plane and go see our family. It's complicated, even though, please God, I'm hopefully going to get around to it. And we can't just go wherever we need to accomplish what we need to do. And it's a certain reality that we hope, we pray, we'll be doing our Munator, we pray that we'll be going to England, see our family better come here, back to the Holy Land. The Holy Land will officially open up and people will be able to come visit and be part of the light here. That's what we're praying for. But while we're still in this time of restriction, we have to understand that there's a big abundance. We posted this on our social media, Breast of English and Munah, on our Facebook and our Instagram and all our different platforms. There's a tremendous abundance. People need to realize there's a lot of abundance coming down. There's no reason to pop in and pop out of this class. You have to hear the whole thing. There's a big abundance of blessing about to be poured on you. And if someone's about to give you a massive raise and fill up your bank account, you're not going to say, oh, you know what? I got something better to watch on YouTube. I got something better to watch on Facebook. You're going to stay tuned. And not only that, you're going to make sure other people know about it, because it's something which is not just a personal thing that you become successful. But these concepts are things that, thank God, the idea of Ner Neshama, that we have a soul and the fire is burning. It lights up other souls. It's not restricted to just for your wealth. Your wealth is not just in your bank account, but with spirituality and Amunah lessons, we're able to expand this light more and more. Amunah going global does not mean anyone loses. Everyone gains. It's a win-win. It's a win-win reality. So tune in and share that light. Give feedback, make it big. And that's the idea, that turning around this darker time, this time of restrictions, into light. The understand that there's an inner truth going on underneath everything. The inner reality we're speaking about these last few weeks. The idea of fighting for truth, fighting for peace. And we're talking about being consistent. So we're here doing another class. And we even gave a class last week, a one-off class, which we post in the details below. Check it out, on relationships. We have a Relationship Flow podcast every week, but we joined it here, and our Munah is our future podcast, because we are hopefully going to have the edited version. You know, I don't rely on the team here for things. I make sure I get stuff done no matter what. I'm not here to say, oh, well, somebody else will take care of the world's issues. Somebody else will talk about these things. And, you know, if the team is not up for it or the studio is not up for it, I won't do the class. It has to be professional. My answer is no, you have to be authentic and get on with it. Keep being consistent. Keep being dedicated. Keep being devoted to this mission that you have in this world, no matter what. And that's very important to remind us, just before I forget, the Rav Arush, please God, is pushing very much these Ahavas Yisrael pamphlets to dedicate 30 minutes a day or whatever amount you can do to pray for all people, to put love into all people. And it's very important. This pamphlet right now is in Hebrew and in Spanish and other languages. It's not yet in English. Let's pray. Please God, soon we'll have this in English so we can hear from Rav Arush himself in writing. But the most important thing is it comes from your heart, it comes from your inner world, your inner reality of the prayers are sincere. The prayer, the idea of spirituality and connection to God has to come from a sincere place. And what's giving me that feeling of redemptive trends, not just all the difficulties and restrictions and the sufferings, the birth pangs of Mashiach, the idea that there's a positive aspect. There's a lot of revelation. I was just listening to Rich Roll and suddenly I hear a rabbi suddenly on Rich Roll podcast. I got very excited. Every time I hear a rabbi, someone who's bringing some of these truth aspects. You know, I'm not saying this rabbi specifically. I'm just the first time I've ever heard of him. I don't know if he's like, you know, someone who's going according to the Masorah, the tradition. You know, maybe he's a bit unique in that way. So I can listen and learn. And thank God, having a filter, I'm able to just make sure it's all good and all that stuff. But the point is that a rabbi getting out there onto another podcast and being able to influence a bit more. Someone like Rich Rowe, I saw he lit up with certain things like the beauty of Shabbos Kodesh. That was one of the points that came out. This is Emes Amito. This is truth. This is Shabbos. Shabbos, when you get ready for every week for Shabbos, or please God, we're getting ready for the Yom Shekulu Shabbos or Mashiach. the Yom where there'll be eternal Mashiach. We have to get ready, we have to beautify everything. And that's something that people think, oh, beauty is something, it's Yavanish, it's some Greek culture, or it's something from from a negative place. People's focus on the body has gone so extreme now. I was listening to another podcast, which I wouldn't recommend at all, but over there was someone saying about how much it's like gone out of control, the fakeness of human beauty now. It's not even real human beauty. Like personally, thank God I can testify that I've never done anything to my body of any fakeness, and I hope I still have a presentable look. Fine, maybe I don't have the six-pack I had when I was a teenager, but I still have, thank God, a healthy body, and I try to look after it and keep balance. But I start adding in all these things, all these chemicals, and blowing up this and blowing up that, or trying to, operate and plastic and this and that. It's so fake. So the idea that real beauty, true beauty, beauty for Shabbos, beauty that brings mitzvah, brings light, brings energy, and brings covered shemayim. It's an honor to God. This is the kind of beauty that we prepare for every week for Shabbos. We get ready our table, and I put that as the cover picture for the Relationship Flow podcast for last week, and there was flowers and all these beautiful things we have every Shabbos, the tablecloth and the Shabbos cloth that goes over the challah, and the beautiful table set, and we have a beautiful Shabbos, this coming Shabbos Chazan. It's a vision of what's going to be. We have to visualize what the future is going to be, the messianic reality, the redemptive trends that are going online. It's trending. It should be trending on Twitter, it should be trending Facebook, trending everywhere. It's up to us to make it trend. Not just all these problems, but make the light of Mashiach trend. Bring the light of Amunah to trend. And someone wisely said to me, what stood out so much about the Bavitcher Rebbe? It was, I think it was a Moshe Gersh. He said that the idea is that the Mashiach Dika mindset. And that was something Rav Isby, when I was in Osamech, I don't know if anyone ever heard of Rav Isby, but he's a very special, holy man. He was someone who came one time to give a class, and he'd just been after a life or death operation, and he had his weekly Friday class, and there was only ever a few people, maybe one rabbi. A few people would come to the class because it was like in the middle of the day Friday, usually people not married, and he would come in, and it was unbelievable. This week, he was completely gone, like physically. He was not there. He just had a life or death operation. And he comes and sits down with us, and he starts with his pen tapping, and the Chumash is the wrong way around, and he's quoting the Ramban, even though it's the wrong way around. He's banging the table, and he's getting more and more energized, more energy, even though initially he looked like he was about to pass out, or God forbid, he was close to death. Suddenly he comes with the Torah and the Chiyas, the energy, the light that comes from within. The soul starts to empower this broken body that just gone through the operation they'd gone through that week, maybe even, I think it was even the night before, I'm not sure exactly, but he shouldn't have been there giving this class on a physical level, but his soul was so determined to give another class, even if it was a few people. He used to say, even if one person comes, he'll give a class, and he did. I had the merit to sit and learn with him because other people didn't come, and I had the merit to hear from such a holy rabbi, someone who ate up all his books of Torah. You went to his house, everything was eaten up, all the books, all of Shas and all the Chassidus and Mefarshim and all the Torah is huge, it's Yam Shel Torah, and he'd eaten it up, he'd devoured it. And it was someone who didn't sleep in his bed. His wife mentioned, this is where my husband sleeps, and this is my nachas. She looked at all the books. That's what his holy Rebbetzin said. And he'd sleep in the chair. That was his bed, because he'd be learning all night. And unbelievable. Obviously, you have to come balance the fee according to where we're holding, and we have to be there for our wives. Last night, I had the opportunity to go to a bunch of siyumim by my Rebbe after the Emunah class, and I decided, no, Shalom Bayis is first, Shalom Bayis Adif. I went home and I had for brains with my wife, Baruch Hashem, and we were able to have a positive experience. Sometimes you can't go to all these Torah things because you have, Baruch Hashem, you have obligations, and according to your level as well, you have to be real. But the point is that the Torah, the inner aspect, the light, is machaya you. It gives you chiyas, energy. I saw this by so many righteous people here living in Yerushalayim. The energy they had on Shabbos, they became like the Levi Yitzchak B'Ditcheva. They became like the Kedush Levi Chesed Ben Sarah Sasha. The idea of this redemptive energy, this trend of energy of light, of positivity, of judging everyone positively, having a good eye towards everyone, and speaking good about everyone, and bringing this light of truth into the world. So that when you come to a parsha like Sefer Zevarim, it's a parsha where Moshe Rabbeinu, Be'ez HaTorah Zos, he's clarifying this holy Torah. He's giving it clarity for us. He's going over the Mishnah Torah. This is the last book of the Chumash, and this is the idea of Malchus, this idea of the seventh book. This in Deep Svarim, it talks about how really there's 7 books in the Chumash, even though it's 5 books, but there's 7th aspect. And Moshe's bringing out this Malchus Peh, this holiness, bringing it into our mouth, bringing all this Torah, this Shiam Shel Torah, this divine abundance, this tremendous abundance of spirituality that we can bring into our life these next weeks with Shabbos Chazan, beginning it, and then we're going into 7 Shabbos of comfort, Veschanan, and etc., all the way through till we get to the last parshas, and we're already heading towards Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur and Sukkot, the 21 days that we then count towards building a new year. We're building the year with Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot, but we're already at this climax now, these 3 weeks. We're in the Sukkot part of it, in the terms of the 3 weeks are connected to Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur, Sukkot. We're around the 21 days now, and that climax is with Tisha B'Av, with the Simchas Torah of Tisha B'Av. That on the outside level, on the external level, we're in exile. We're sitting on the floor, we're crying, as Rav Arush was saying yesterday, that if Mashiach doesn't come, we're going to be crying. And I've seen Rav Arush, he cries with all his heart, not just for the Beis Hamikdash, not just for the missing temple, not just for the missing divine presence, but for all the broken Jewish souls and non-Jewish souls, all the souls of the world that are coming to him, endlessly broken into parts, into different problems and pain and missing Amunah, and he's crying for them. And we hope in this year that we're on such a painful day where there's so much cover-up, and we realize how far we are from our purpose, and we realize how far we are from the revelation of God, that at that moment of such distance from God, such distance from our purpose, suddenly we realize there's a trend for Mashiach. Things are changing around, redemptive trend, the knowledge of God is starting to circulate, that really at such a time of difficulty, really people are seeking deeper wisdom. People are open now. People want the Emunah Torah Avosh. People want a Garden of Emunah series. People want all the different Rabbi Shirim out there. They want to connect and spiritualize their life a bit more. They want to understand who they are, what they're here for there in the world. They want to go onto these podcasts looking for some clarity, for some guidance about what life's about. And there's this inner desire that comes from such a deep broken heart, a deep broken place. And this is an amazing way that all of us, in a true way, can elevate the environment around us, can elevate our family and our friends, elevate the internet. Realize that the internet, it's a net, it's like a web, it pulls us in. But the goal is that if that's the reality and we're fighting and we're in, we have to spiritualize it. We spoke about this already, Parshas Pinchas. So Sefer Devarim comes, and Hashem's now clarifying everything for us, giving us clarity. All these weeks are now with this Parsha. We have the opportunity to understand our journey. And someone here said very nicely that you're an uplifting speaker. Thank you. Shalom from Tulsa, Oklahoma, excuse me. Shalom, greetings from Mumbai. Wow. Yes, we would love to visit all these places one day. Wouldn't that be awesome? To be able to go to these amazing places. Another place I'd like to go one day is to the UAE, to Dubai. There's so many beautiful places that a person can go to nowadays. And even with the restrictions, hopefully you can still make it there. The idea is that when you go there, remember that you have a mission. You have a purpose. It's not just holiday. Realize that after Tisha B'Av, when suddenly the switch takes place, and we're now cleaning the house up, getting ready for the as it's a beautiful minhag, a custom to clean up from midday as the birth pangs are over, and suddenly the birth of Mashiach has taken place. Every Tisha B'Av, the energy of Mashiach is born, the redemptive energy is born, and we have the opportunity to get our homes and our hearts and ourselves ready. We have Nachem in Mincha. We wear our talis and tefillin. We do the full avoda. The wives are getting ready, the homes, and we're all coming together. Even if you don't have a wife, you yourself getting ready the homes. Let's be general. Let's be universal. However it is nowadays. The point is we're all getting ready ourselves on a spiritual level. Personally, I'm with Cohen, and I'm going to be blessing everyone because Kohanim, we're going to have the opportunity to bless the world, to get everybody inspired with Birkas Kohanim, with the Yivarechecha. Hashem should bless everybody, and we have in mind that it should all, after all the blessings, come to Shalom, to completion. That's one of the names of Mashiach. It should bring Shalom and completion to the world. That's a concept that we should understand, that the messianic energy that's out there, and it's growing, thank God, but it's coming from the inner place, and it gives us true feelings of fulfillment. They should realize that the religion is chas v'shalom, is also another fake way of expressing spirituality. Real religion, real spirituality, true spirituality comes from within. It comes from with intention and with a relationship with God. And the Emunah builds that relationship. As Rav Orish was saying, that Mashiach should have come this year. That was based on speaking tzaddikim nistarim, righteous hidden people that he speaks to, and he explained that there was a potential for it this last year with Rosh Hashanah, and we weren't able to make it to Uman, even though that would have helped bring it about. And when he went back to the tzaddikim nistarim, and they said that it didn't work out this year. No, it was a missed opportunity. So we had that potential to bring Mashiach. But the beautiful thing, and listen again to last night's shir, exactly how Orish explained it, but by doing the Kabbalahs, by taking on the campaign to really build a relationship with God and build a relationship with other people, and understand that the Torah is going to guide us to understand our personal mission and help us live in this world in a more spiritual, true way, so we can elevate and get it ready for the Yom Shekula Shabbos, so we understand when we're beautifying our home for Shabbos, we're beautifying our home for this redemptive trend that's going on out there. We're reminding ourselves this inner truth that this world has a purpose. This world is here to bring the divine presence down, and it should bring abundance into our life even before that's revealed. This is the real secret that we're saying today, guys. I hope you're still listening, that there's a secret being revealed right now, that you have the opportunity when it's most hidden. When you're sitting on the floor in Tisha B'Av, if Mashiach doesn't come, and you're in a time of pain and struggle, things get challenging, your kids are pushing your buttons, your wife is upset with you, your husband's upset with you, your boss is upset with you, your business is difficult, you can't get through the border right now of some country, whatever it is, whatever the block is, and the restraints, the Bein HaMitzrayim, these restraints holding you back, in that is tremendous divine abundance. Because underneath everything is godliness. Underneath Hashem, if Hashem is echad, Hashem is one, everything is on the most intense breaking point, is just there, that moment about to reveal the biggest light. And that biggest darkness is that biggest light. The biggest darkness comes before dawn as the light's about to come. That's the inner truth of reality. That everything going on around us, that you feel like the most crazy, you feel like, wow, this can't get any worse, God forbid. You shouldn't even say those words. Baal Shem Tov says, this is only going to get better, as Rav Orish is teaching us. You should say that I have a munah, and bring down the good, change it around, transform the darkness into good with your mouth, with your prayers, with your thoughts, with the way you perceive things. Perceive it on a more inner level, that realize that on the inner level it really is all good. And that's the beautiful kiss of the Kruvim, in the Kodesh Kadoshim, these two holy little pure representations of relationship going on in the Holy of Holies, that are now kissing each other in that place as we were taken into exile. And the Romans, they paraded it in the street, but it was kissing. It was a moment of kiss, of intimacy. That's the truth, that we're never separated from that intimacy between us and our Creator. We're always bound up with the souls. United souls are all one. We're all together. We're all spiritual. We all have a tremendous godly powers and potential in every single moment, as dark as it gets, to turn it around, to dig deeper into a deeper part of ourselves. I was feeling so low at the beginning of this week, and the idea is that we have to dig deeper at that moment, and we have to push through. We have to remember we have certain basic strategies. We talked about many weeks, different strategies, all different things like being proactive and having a mission statement and goals, and being able, all these different these guiding points, and we'll go over them, please God. In the next 7 weeks we'll go over strategies, how to be more win-win, how to be more soulful. We'll talk about it in my United Souls course below. You guys can sign up now for the 20th of July and have a Zoom chat, a Zoom connection with me, and we can go and journey into this United Soul experience online with Zoom. It'll be an opportunity for me and for you to connect. Right now, sign up. It's there, links below. You can sign up. It's not, Baruch Hashem, it's not such a big deal financially, and Baruch Hashem, it really helps all the people involved whole EDU, spreading wisdom in the world, thank God. And the idea that all of us have this power to share and to make this world more spiritual by being more in from a deeper inner place, realizing that even though we have to do physical things like make a course, or we have to sit and we have to go to a job, but everything has spiritual meaning behind it. When you make a living and you bring that challah to the table and you use it for Shabbos Kodesh, and you use all the hard work that we've done through all these thousands of years of exile, and we have the opportunity, hundreds of years and thousands, we're now heading towards that time where it's all going to make sense. Look, it's all coming together. We're just at that point. Just all we have to do is hang in with a strong emunah and realize it's going to manifest very, very soon. Those redemptive trends will grow, but it's up to us, each of us, on an individual level, wow, to expand those trends, to get those trends gone viral. It's up to us, but not in a viral, sick way, in a healthy, positive trend, in a way that helps people, not in a way that, God forbid, misguides people, in a way that guides people towards their inner self, to their inner truth, to their inner mission. And with that, please God, if everyone's tuned into that more and more, that inner truth, that inner reason we're here, the inner soul level, then the Mashiach will come for sure, and it will be a revelation of within each of us, the flash of the Moshe, the Mashiach's spark is within every person. It will be revealed in the full sense, and we'll be able to dance together. Rav Oresh's hope this year that seemed like the opportunity was missed. We still have the ability every day. We have to be mamin that every day we can bring Mashiach. Every day that Mashiach can come, and we have to believe in that and get that energy out there. It will bring everyone to tshuva, to repentance, bring everyone to good health, to happiness, to positive mindset, to speak good, to think good, to act good, to live this world in a happy, inspired way. And please God, we'll get ready together, all of us. Keep sharing Amunah Global, share these links, and we'll get ready for the Yom Shekulu Shabbos, the days that will be eternal Shabbos, where all the beauty of the world be used for the Kovod Shemaim. Amen for Amen. Thank you for joining us, and we're looking forward again to another Amunah class. Not next week, maybe Monday next week is after Tisha B'Av, but probably maybe a different day, maybe Tuesday, just to give me time to get energy. Let's see. Look, Rav Isby, he came after a life or death operation. So please God, we'll be here a week from now. We'll try and make it happen a share on Monday, but the Munah class Sunday, Rav Orish, will have to be delayed another week or so. And who the guest is, you send me some ideas. I have West Side Gravy in mind, Judah Michelle from Hask. We have beautiful people potentially to come. But for the next few weeks, I'm not exactly sure when and who and what. So it's up to you to collaborate with this and make this Amunah class grow together with Mashiach Sekenu B'Mehavi Menu. Amen. Thank you. All the best.